It's Week 5 of the National Football League, and we've got Breece Hall. He was unstoppable a week ago with 4 touchdowns. It's the Barons and the Commanders just ahead on EA Sports.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Today, we've got a good Week 5 matchup in store here between the Washington Commanders and the Brooklyn Barons. Hi again, everyone. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Brooklyn ball club. They come in feeling good after back-to-back victories.
And the offense last week, they had things humming. If you're a defensive player, you may get overshadowed a little bit, but you're really buoyed by what your offense is doing.
Meanwhile, for visiting Washington, we're in October now, so everybody should be coming into form, shouldn't they?
They really should, and what you have now is a full routine established about what you want to get done and full focus on the season.
The first quarter of the season already in the rear-view mirror, and off we go in Week 5 on EA Sports. Taking it about the 1. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They're led out by a former number 2 overall pick in the draft from BYU and Zach Wilson.
And we all know the scouting report on him. He can attack the field at all levels with a very strong arm and make big-time plays off schedule. We also see a player with confidence and swagger. We see a guy who knows how to lead a team, who knows how to compete, and wants to be great every time he hits the field.
Now Hall to start the drive. And whoa, he's going to hope that that is not a sign of things to come. A rude welcoming to this ball game. It's a loss of 4 on that first play, and it's 2nd down.
I think we got to give it up for him right there. That's a heck of an athletic move for a big man right in the middle of the line. How about the play he makes there? Nowhere to run, and he finishes that one off for a loss.
Hall again on 2nd down. And he goes across the 20 to the 22. So trouble already here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 9. To throw is Wilson. He finds Corey Davis. And he'll be stopped short of the first down as they rally to tackle him at about the 28. So the completion good for 7 there. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
On 4th down, punt coming from Braden Mann. That'll go as a punt of 42, 7 on the return. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. So out comes the Washington offense onto the field. They'll be led out by their 6'5" quarterback out of North Dakota State. It's Carson Wentz.
And last week's loss came despite a clean game on his end, throwing the ball with 2 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. His job this week is simple. Do it again. Continue to avoid turnovers and hope that what sunk them last week resolves itself this time around.
Wentz now on 1st down. That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 1st down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards. And we see the emphasis early here. Get your star receiver involved. Able to do it successfully.
Not a bad start to begin with, that's for sure. And to me, this play says our guy is better than your guys. Because, you know, a player of his stature, he won't just be single covered all game long. It's going to involve multiple people. And right away, they told the other team, guess what? He's just better.
On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. He gets it to Thomas. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. To throw again on second down. Wentz. Throw to the right here, taken in by McLaurin. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
I don't care who you put on him, he's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe need some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now Wentz again. Throw right side, taken in by Gibson. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. They'll run for the first time with Antonio Gibson. And he's able to break out of one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Now Wentz on 3rd down. And it's hauled in by Austin Hooper. And he'll be stopped short of the first down as they rally to tackle him at about the 28. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And that's going to make it 4th down.
A short game that doesn't get him the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. Wentz going to go on 4th down. And he finds McLaurin. And this is going to wind up working out just fine as he'll have a Washington first down and an exhale there as they convert on 4th.
Well, the field goal attempt was well in hand. They had that, but they decided to go for it anyway. Extreme confidence, it looks like.
Yeah, but I bet the defense is going to remember this one, right? They kind of rubbed their nose in it. So the drive will continue. After the conversion on 4th, they'll work from the 20 on first down. Throwing it Terry McLaurin's way again, and he's got it. And the Commanders are going to have a 1st and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line. Well, no question, this is exactly how they wanted to start this football game. And nice pass there. Now they're set up beautifully, Charles, to finish this off with a touchdown.
Yeah, but they've still got to finish it off, partner, and that means they've got to execute at this stage of the field. So we've seen many teams march it right to the goal line and not cash in. They've got something dialed up here that puts it in the end zone.
And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. 2nd down and goal. Wentz. Under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sacked back around the 8. The former 3rd overall pick, Quentin Williams there to bring him down.
2nd goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football, had to eat it, and ended up on the ground.
This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? Here's Wentz to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
Anytime he reads man coverage, I don't think it's going to be the only time he'll try and hit that route to the outside in this game. He'll test the perimeter, but that time, they were up to the challenge.
The kick by McManus is good, and it's 3-0 Washington. Well, in a close game like this, obviously you want the touchdown, but certainly they will take the 3.
And they'll be okay with that, but let's throw a little credit to the defense as well. And I'm just glad this doesn't come down to a debate, right? Which side won, partner? Because the defense, hey, we didn't give up a touchdown. The offense, hey, we put 3 on the board. Either way you look at it, I think both sides gained something out of that drive.
And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their 2nd drive. Now, they entered play on a 2-game win streak, and then they've got the open date on their schedule next week. So this is a group that's really looking to hit the break on a high note.
And this will obviously be a tough game for them, but go ahead and play this out with me, partner. If they win here and make it 3 in a row, they get to heal up after that. You've got to think that's an ideal setup and a worthy goal to play for in this one. Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this 1st quarter. On 2nd down, a run with Hall. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. On third down, Wilson. He's going to look deep for more. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things. Get back to what works.
It'll be a 44-yard punt. The return goes for 8. And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. The Commanders going to retake the field for drive number 2. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. Throwing now is Wentz. Middle of the field, he's got McLaurin. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. On 2nd down, a run with Gibson. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. 4 yards to pick up, 1st down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a 1st down. Keep the sticks moving.
Wentz now on 1st down. And finding the tight end, Hooper. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. The numbers in last week's game for Hooper. 5 catches, 56 yards.
That was a nice job there pulling that one in. Now, this is an offense that will certainly spread the ball around a bit. And this is a guy the defenses had better focus on.
Wentz's throw taken in by Samuel. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line. They fake the give. Now Wentz. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete. Tressway on 4th down is sent out to punt. And how about this, a fake? And he will not even make it back to the line of scrimmage. Here's Brooklyn once again going offense. And they have the game here followed by the open date on the calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first. I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Ball again on 2nd down. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. They'll go for it. It's Hall. And the broken tackle helps lead to a 1st down gain. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line. On 1st down, right back to Hall. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34. We're taking a look at Hall's numbers from a week ago. The hat trick +1, 4 trips to the end zone with his legs.
And, partner, you know how all the guys do when they do that little symbol now about eating, right? Keep feeding me, feeding me. They just kept feeding him and feeding him, and next thing you know, he kept getting in the end zone.
Toward the sideline, and he will have the 1st down as he was able to keep the feet in bounds. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the 1st half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss.
Ball again on 2nd down.
A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. It's been a pretty long drive. This will be play number 9, and they need 10 yards out of it on 3rd. Open man here is Conklin. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
But normally you see 3 tight ends in a formation. You have to think to yourself, this has got to be a run. And I know as a safety, when I saw that, I took an extra step or 2 towards the line of scrimmage. Instead, they threw the ball, and he found one of those tight ends for a very nice pickup.
From the red zone now, here's Wilson on 1st down. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Bobby McCain. He's at the 50. The 30. 10.
And he will bring this one back. It is a pick 6 for a Washington touchdown.
They were in a very good position to come up with a go-ahead score there. A really good drive. Instead, it turns into 6 points going the other way. Psychologically, I don't know what that's going to do to them.
So as a coach, you're looking at that as at least a 10-point swing, right? Because they had the field goal in their back pocket.
They certainly did, and you're right. At least a 10-point swing, maybe more.
Extra point from McManus is good. And the lead grows to 10-0. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6.
So an early 10-0 lead for them now as they kick it away. Taken in at the 3. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
No surprise there. Chase Young wrecks that play with a sack.
Now Charles dealing with a 3rd and long. They'll have to try to go back to the air again and this time avoid the sack.
Certainly hard to try to establish momentum when all you're doing is going backwards, not protecting the passer, and he gets dumped on his backside.
And this offense on 3rd down today, they've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 17. Eluding the pressure right. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a 4th down situation.
I thought he did a pretty good job there to get back what he could, but let's face it, that sack on 2nd down, talk about throwing a wrench into the works. It certainly did.
Yeah, he did everything he could there, trying to pick up some positive yardage, and he did, but not enough.
On is the punter man as he boots this one away.
So possession goes over here on the punt.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. So here is Washington now to take over.
They lost 2 straight coming in, but good news for them right now. They've got the lead and the football. On 1st down, Wentz.
He'll dump that off to Gibson, complete.
And he's going to be taken down right at the line. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Wentz. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
So 7 yards from the 1st down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
Working from the gun, Wentz. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. Wentz can pull it down when he needs to, and the 6'5" quarterback picks up the 1st down.
Well, he and his offense were staring down what was likely a 3 and out. Zero fear from his side, though. Never doubted for a second they pick up the 1st. He's ready to pull the trigger on a keeper the moment it revealed itself.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Wentz going to throw.
Got this complete to Jahan Dotson. And he's going to get this down near the 25.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Throwing on first is Wentz.
That's out to the flat for Gibson. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line. Back to the ground with Gibson.
And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Now Wentz. Over the middle, it's complete.
And he's going to have a Commander's first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
Throwing is Wentz.
And this is taken in for a Washington touchdown.
Curtis Samuel, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And his guys now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead.
Brandon, what we just saw there were two guys who are in sync. The person delivering the ball, but especially the person running the route. Tremendous job. It results in a terrific play.
Now McManus to tack on the extra point. He's got it, and it's 17-0. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And the result, a touchdown for Washington.
This fielded right at the goal line. And he will be brought out here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the 2nd quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination. Now this is intercepted. He was trying to get it to Davis. Picked by Kendall Fuller. And he will bring this one back. An interception return for a Commander's touchdown. Wow, this one, it is getting out of hand early. They add a pick 6 to the ledger now. 3-score lead still in the first half.
And all that celebrating that you see and hear from those defenders is not just because they scored a touchdown on a pick 6. It's because they're pitching a shutout in this one. Every defender's dream.
McManus now for the extra point. And the lead is now 24. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
Taken at the goal line. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores. And I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble.
Dangerous spot for them to cough it up. Lucky to have recovered because had the defense gotten it, they were already within a shadow of the goalpost.
Yeah, and then you're yelling at your own defense, sudden change, sudden change. That's not what you want to hear on your sideline. That means you got to run out there and try and stop an offense who has the ball in a very advantageous position.
That's good.
On first down, Wilson.
And check down, complete to Hall. And they're going to get this up to midfield.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Running left, it's Hall.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Brought down at the 48-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
Hall again on 2nd down.
It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the first down marker, and now it's 3rd down.
That's a gain of 5.
Throwing is Wilson.
3rd and 3.
Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete.
And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
1st and 10 at the 36-yard
False start's going to push him back, but these days, how hard must it be to be an offensive lineman?
It's very hard, Brandon. You've got defensive linemen flinching, trying to draw you offside. You've got the loud crowds, and there are just so many super athletic players on defense now that you have to deal with each week. But through it all, these guys just sit in there for 4 quarters and slug it out.
Here's Wilson. Open man is Uzama.
And he's going to get this down near the 25.
It's a gain of 16 yards.
Throwing now, Wilson on first down.
He'll get it inside the 20.
And he takes it down to the 10-yard line.
Holding offense.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Now it's Wilson.
Oh, the Commanders are going to get there as he's taken down. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders.
That was their 3rd sack of the ball game. 2nd in the league in sacks coming into this one. They're planning on making it a race to the top, aren't they?
Absolutely. They're looking up at that top spot, but they might be looking down at the 2nd spot pretty soon. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Another try after the first down sack. Wilson.
That's complete. It's a...
And oh, he coughed it up.
And it's Washington that scoops it up.
And they will take over at the 26-yard line.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
Carson Wentz, along with his offense, heading back out there for their next possession. 5 for 5 that last drive. Touchdown pass as well. He was clicking. Receivers, I don't want to be cliche, but running really solid routes, too.
And what I love about it is when you look across any team, all right, the body types of the receivers are usually different. The way that they get open, different as well. Some of them use power to get open. Some of them use those head-to-head fakes and subtle moves. Some of them just use pure speed. And the really good ones, when they're established, they know how to push off at the end of a route, too.
From the 31, Wentz. And his throw here's incomplete.
Washington on 3rd down.
2 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. To throw, it's Wentz. And that is incomplete.
So on 4th down, Washington going to call on Tress Way to punt it away.
He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. A 40-yard punt, no return.
Here's Brooklyn to once again go on offense.
They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily that you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers.
At the 32-yard line.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Now Wilson. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Catch number 4 for him on the afternoon, and it'll give him a first down. Paul on a give up the middle. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Here's Wilson. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. From the shotgun, Wilson. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
Out now is the punter, Braden Mann. Fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 15-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. Back onto the field now, the Commanders' offense. Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still they've got the lead here and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
From the 22, Wentz forced out to his left. All in all, no gain on the play, and it'll bring up 3rd. Wentz going to try and throw on 3rd. And that's knocked away and incomplete. Now the former Oklahoma Sooner Tress Way on to punt the football. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground. Hall. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. Wilson now to throw on 3rd down. Well, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down.
Oh, I thought he had that one, and that was nearly a big 3rd down conversion to give this drive some life. Instead, they're on the spot and help separate the receiver from the ball.
And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And he'll get credit for putting him inside the 20 as the fair catch is made right at about the 19-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Wentz now on 1st down. This pass hauled in by Dotson. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. Throwing again on 2nd down. Wentz. That's Samuel caught left side. And he'll They'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a first down.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these guys. They've got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground.
On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. 2nd down. Wentz again here on 2nd and 10. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feed down complete. Now Wentz on 3rd down. Completes it to Samuel. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts.
As the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Wentz to throw again.
This one left side caught by Gibson.
Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. To throw again on 2nd down. Wentz.
Back to Gibson and another catch for him. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
And they'll use him out in the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago, there's another one right there.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
From the red zone now, Wentz.
And this is incomplete. Very lucky to get that one back. And nearly picked. It's 2nd down now.
From the gun, it's Wentz. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete.
Now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout,
as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. Wentz looking to throw on 3rd and 2.
And that is incomplete. Oh, he did everything but hold on to it. But a nice play defensively, and now it brings up 4th down.
The kick by McManus is good. And the lead increases even further. It's 27-0 now. So it was 4th down and 1 in the red zone, but they elect to take just the 3.
And I'm a little bit surprised that that's exactly what they decided to do. I kind of thought that they would go for it in that situation. But sometimes I'm sure you just think to yourself, take the 3 points, put them in your pocket, and move on.
And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
His guys take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
All that remains is to snap this once, and that'll do it for the first half of play. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you two in just a bit. But first, let's get everybody caught up with what's going on around the NFL here in Week 5. We'll start down in the Sunshine State, an AFC East matchup between New England and Miami. And they are just about ready to head to halftime with the Dolphins on top. 2 touchdown passes there for Tua Tagovailoa. From there, we move to H-Town to check on the Texans at home at NRG Stadium. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting Indianapolis Colts. N'Keal Harry, a touchdown reception. Lastly, let's get to the Windy City. See what's happening with the Bears at home at Soldier Field. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting Lions. Julio Jones, a touchdown reception. On now to a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for Washington. And they've definitely been able to exploit some holes in that opposing secondary, as they threw for close to 200 yards in those first 2 quarters.
Meanwhile, for our home team, we check on their numbers on the ground in the first half, as they know they'll need to be better to overcome this halftime deficit.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
So Washington in a good spot. They've got the lead. They will get the football as the second half gets underway.
And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Washington offense ready to go to begin the third quarter.
Well, it's hard to imagine the first half going any better for them, CD, and now here as they begin their first series of the second half. I mean, they score here. This one, it's pretty much out of reach.
We honestly might already be at that point, partner, because this team, they were dominant in the first half, continue to be dominant now, and I think they're viewing this as a put-away drive on their way to a lopsided victory.
John Franklin Myers on the tackle.
From the 29, Wentz complete. It's Dotson. It's a first down, his 4th catch of the game after having 3 in the first half.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now Wentz. And it's caught over the middle. Hooper. Now he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
A gain of 9.
And Brandon, as you know, sometimes it's a lot tougher to run with these tight ends nowadays in the NFL. They're just bigger wide receivers. He lined up on the left side of the formation, ran a drag route across the field, and tried to work his way open. He was able to make the catch, but the defenders were there. Couldn't do a whole lot with it afterwards.
A give up the middle to Gibson.
And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. So after 2 first downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45.
First down.
Shotgun now for Wentz. In trouble, and he's taken down. Carl Lawson able to record his 5th sack of the season.
He seemed to have a reasonable amount of time in the pocket, but he couldn't get rid of the football, and the end result, Charles, him on the ground.
Yeah, he's got to keep an internal clock to go along with his offensive line. When you're talking about 3, 4, 5 seconds, that's a...
And the pressure gets to him again. Quentin Williams able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
What a nice read and play by the defensive tackle. Never brought the play-action fake. Went right for the quarterback and put him on the ground.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. We'll call that a 47-yard punt, a return of just 3. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half.
CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history, and that's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late. That wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Washington territory.
Holding offense.
They get the USC man, Elijah Vera Tucker. They'll go again with Hall.
The tackle by Cole Holcomb.
He was brought down at the 45-yard line.
On 2nd and 11 now. Wilson over the middle and into the hands of his receiver Moore.
And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
Wilson now off the bootleg. And this is going to be incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone. that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
And this one is no good. He missed it. And they will remain well behind.
Wow, partner, it's almost a little jarring to see a holder set up on the other side of midfield. I haven't brought out my binoculars to make sure on that one. That is showing an awful lot of confidence in a kicker to try and hit from 61 yards, and this one winds up no good.
Washington ready to try again on offense. No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. 1st and 10 as this new drive starts.
Throwing on first is Wentz. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
Quentin Williams getting him once again, his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Now left side on the swing pass. Give them 5 on the screenplay, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
You need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing.
And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Here's Tressway now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And this will be out of bounds. Now it's a question of where they'll mark it. And they'll say it crosses at the 11-yard line.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD. And if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
Here's Hall again, and not a whole lot there, maybe a yard to the 27. Still 9 yards to go on 2nd down from the 27.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Handoff, running left, here's Hall, and he'll get a couple up to the 29.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down.
3rd and 7.
To throw is Wilson.
And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here.
Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone.
On 1st down, Wentz.
That one is slant to McLaurin.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 17 yards is the pickup there for number 17.
This is just more of the same. This defense has had no answer on a lot of these throws. They've let these receivers run wild, and here's another completion for good yardage.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on 1st down.
Straight ahead, Gibson.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Here's a give to Gibson.
And he'll get it down to the 47 here.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down. They'll run with Gibson.
And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
And they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
Wentz now to throw. Dancing to his left.
And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up.
Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. A handoff for Gibson.
And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
1st and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. On 1st down, right back to Gibson.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. On play action, it's Wentz. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by DJ Reed.
Well, to be blunt, not a whole lot has gone right for this defense in this ball game, but that's something right there. Still in the 3rd quarter. It would take something around miracle territory for a comeback, but maybe that's a start, Charles.
It certainly is, and they're definitely showing that there's some fight still left in them. Hasn't been a banner day, but they're trying their best to put that disappointment behind them and find ways to make plays.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive.
Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
In every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards.
Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver.
They find some open field here.
And he's going to get this all the way down to Washington's 37-yard line.
And a huge play that time.
So that about the shortest pass a quarterback can make, but it winds up going for a bundle.
Yeah, let's face it, in the stats, it sure looks like a heck of a throw, doesn't it? It's almost like in baseball, when you get that little Texas leaguer that turns into a double, you would think that you hit it off the wall. Big time play for him on a short little pass.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Final minute now of the 3rd quarter.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
5 yards that time out of the scramble, but now they're looking at a 4th down situation. And the attempt at 3 will have to come from the other end of the field as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now just east of Manhattan in Brooklyn. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. Wilson's got it complete.
And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line. So after the 4th down conversion, now 1st and 10 inside the 25.
Now a dump off here complete.
And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
4 yards on the pickup. second and 6.
Back to the ground with Hall. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now third down coming up.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
Out of the huddle now for play number 9 on this drive. This is third down and 8. Now it's Wilson. His throw caught right around the 6. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4.
First and goal at the 4-yard line.
They'll run with Hall. And he goes backwards on this one. Losing yardage to the 7. A loss of 2 there. Second down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. They stopped short. Down at the 1. Had the great move, but couldn't get it all the way home.
And now time will be called here as Washington has an injured player down on the field. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside.
This defense has not surrendered a touchdown yet. You better believe they're determined not to here on third and goal.
They'll look to run with Hall.
And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and what to do now on fourth and goal.
This defense continues to be good on third down. I mean, they haven't allowed a touchdown. Offensively, are you saying, let's go for this? Let's try to get it in the end zone.
I don't know about that because of what you just described. They've been so good, and they don't give up the big play that you would expect in downs 1 through 3. Why should fourth down be any different?
True.
You might want to go ahead and kick the field goal and see.
And he is into the end zone for a touchdown.
Breece Hall, his 7th rushing touchdown of the year. And the Barons are finally into the end zone here in this fourth quarter. This defense held out as long as they could, but ultimately the running game wears them down from the 1-yard line.
And that gets set up throughout the entire drive, doesn't it? And when you put those big bodies and determination into that carry, the end result, touchdown.
Jason Myers now for the extra point. It's up and good, and it makes it 27-7 now. So that one a 13-play drive in total.
And it was capped off by a Breece Hall touchdown run.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away.
Fields it right around the goal line. And the Washington offense going back to work.
Certainly no reason to panic. They've got the 3-score lead, but the turnover last time, the interception that led to a touchdown, you'd have to think they might not be dialing that up again.
Yeah, probably not. They're still in fantastic shape, though, so I would imagine before he trotted out here for this series, head coach probably just leaned over to him and was like, listen, we're wearing these color shirts. Throw it to those guys, not the others. Try to make a joke out of it and just let them go out there with a little bit more confidence.
A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
On 2nd down, a run with Gibson.
And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield.
74 yards rushing now for Gibson. He's got a first down. And carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
Once more, Gibson.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
He's across midfield to the 48-yard line. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
A carry for Gibson.
Trying to run inside, but nothing there. From the gun on 3rd down, Wentz. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Nice call by the defense there on 3rd down. Just flood the field with extra defensive backs in their dime package. Nowhere to go with the football. Forces the incompletion.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback.
Here's Brooklyn to once again go on offense. And just looking ahead, it would appear that that bye week is coming at the right time. They'll have 2 weeks to chew on this one, though probably not one that they want to chew on. A poor performance from start to finish.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. And that is incomplete. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Now it's Wilson. Open man here is Conklin. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
It's a gain of 6. Makes it 3rd and 4.
Here's Wilson to throw.
They'll set up the screen for Hall.
And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. So they'll wind up losing 7 on the play. And it'll be 4th down. Well, you can see what they wanted to do. They wanted to set up the screen there, but it got blown up.
It's hard to run that play if you're not getting a lot of pressure at the quarterback because the space doesn't open up. They were able to read that one and slow it down and stop it before they could get a 1st down.
They bring their punter out there now as he's on here to punt it away. Let's take it inside his own 40. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. 7 yards on the return after a punt of 39.
And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 46.
Here's Gibson to start the drive.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
On 2nd down, here's Gibson again.
And he'll get it down here to the 43. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Gibson again.
2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for a 1st. Wentz.
And that incomplete, nearly intercepted. And remember, he had his hands on one earlier, had 1 pick. Could have been his 2nd, but instead it's 4th down.
And that is no good. And they will not be able to add on to their 20-point lead. Well, they can probably live with that with this late lead in the 4th quarter. That's one of the few things that's gone wrong.
You're exactly right. This one was well in hand. That kick there was more for cosmetics, to add to their score. Not getting it, that shouldn't harm them at all.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Now this game went off the rails early for them and never really got back on track. And these fans, they were expecting to be on the other side of the scoreboard. But that is not the case as we play on here in this 4th quarter. Wilson's throw here into the hands of Moore. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1 at the 47.
They go play action with Wilson. And he's got his man on the out route. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. 7 catches for him now, and this last one, a first down. Clock management, definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Wilson. He's got the connection to Moore. And he'll be brought down at the 27.
Complete to Elijah Moore. It's a pickup of 6. Brings up
Wilson will throw again. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now third down.
Wilson. Incomplete.
Here's Wilson. Throw right side, caught by Davis. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Here we go. It's Wilson on fourth down. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20. So after the conversion on fourth, here's first and 10 just outside of the red zone. From the shotgun, Wilson. And it's caught. Touchdown. Garrett Wilson from 21 yards away. And the Barons have got it back to a 2-score game here in the fourth. So a little bit of a letdown there defensively. I mean, look, you're still 2 scores to the good, CD, but things may be a little more uncomfortable than they had hoped.
Yeah, if you kept them out of the end zone there, this game's over. You've locked the door on them. Instead, it's still open a little bit, and they've got a puncher's chance.
The extra point now coming from Myers. He's got it, and the score's now 27-14. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And Garrett Wilson capped things off with a touchdown grab. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And this is going to be covered up by Washington. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Now a first carry here for Robinson. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Washington with the football here as we welcome you back. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. This is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. They'll go again with Gibson, and he can only manage to take the football to the 40, and that is well shy of the first down marker. So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good, and the lead will hold at 13. Charles, all things considered, I guess that's not a critical miss at this stage, is it?
No, but still everything helps when you're trying to finish off a ball game. And you're right, not critical in terms of the scoreboard and the team, but the guy with the golden foot, he knows he's only as good as his last kick.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. Throwing is Wilson. He finds his man complete. That's Wilson. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. From the 45 on 2nd down, Wilson.
This pass out wide to Hall.
And he is going to lose yardage here. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. Now Wilson. And this one is incomplete.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a 1st down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
They're going on 4th down. It's Wilson. He finds his man complete. It's Wilson. 1st down now, but that clock rolling. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Wilson.
And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
From the red zone now, here's Wilson on 1st down. And this is caught for a touchdown. So hang on now. Things just got a little bit more interesting here in the final minute. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a 1-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. So 20 seconds remain. It'll come down to this.
And this will be recovered by Washington, and that should just about do it.
And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie.
Washington about to close this one out as they are down to a knee.
Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game. Wentz with a kneel down, and that will be the final act of this game.
And maybe the outcome of this with Charles would have been different, but ultimately time runs out on the comeback, so it falls short, and they hold on to win this by just 1 possession.
Not the 4th quarter they wanted, but they did earn the win, and they'll be happy about that, and they should be. Now they're going to go back to practice, see what they can do to prevent a future lead from slipping away like this one was.
So for Washington,
they move a step closer to 500 as their record improves to 2-3. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Buffalo to take on the Bills. Meanwhile, for the home team here, they drop below 500 to 2-3 with a loss. And perhaps fortunately for them, they'll get an early bye next week and come back to action in Week 7.